gospel fans. It's been a while, and there's a good reason for that. I initially started this series back a few months ago, and I hit sort of a wall of intimidation because after I made episode 17, I went on YouTube. I went to see what some other people are doing along the same lines as what I'm doing with the Gospel According to John, and I found out about guys like Thunderfoot and Dark Matter 2525 and Non-Stamp Collector and Saint Raw Man and Tony Reed and all these wonderful atheist YouTube bloggers that make these great videos, and I realized I really needed to up my game if I wanted to hang with these dudes and wanted them to think that I'm cool. So this might be my last video for a little while. I want to sort of revamp the series itself. So without further ado, let's get right into the episode. So chapter 18 starts with Abraham and Sarah are camped to the trees of Mamre. It's around the middle of the day when Abraham suddenly looks up and sees three random dudes walking out of the desert towards him. So he runs to meet them and bows down to the ground. Somehow he just kind of knows that it's God. And he's like,
"Oh, sovereign Lord, if I have found favor in your eyes, please stop at my camp. You must have water and something to eat, and let me wash your feet. I really like feet, especially after you've been walking through the desert for God knows how long."
Yeah, you just go ahead and do all that stuff you just said.
So Abram goes hurrying into the tent like,
"Sarah, I just promised these strangers something to eat and some water and what do you say, honey? You want to do all the hard work for me?"
So he proceeded to his herd, selected a tender young bull, butchered it, and cooked it, and served it to his guest. One of the three, the one that's supposedly God, turns to Abraham and is like,
"Oh, where's your wife, Sarah?"
"Oh, she's in the tent behind me. I assume you knew that already, being omniscient and all."
"Well, I'll be back around this time next year, and by then, Sarah will have a son. And the one true king."
Abraham and Sarah, they were in their, mid to late 90s at this point. I think Abraham's 99. Sarah laughs to herself.
"Am I really to know the pleasure of having a child at my age?"
And God's like,
"Yo, Sarah, what you laughing about?"
I didn't laugh.
Yeah, you totally did."
Did not.
"Did too."
And so then God reiterates that, a year from now, there will be a son, Isaac. So God and the two angels get up to leave, like,
"Later, dude, thanks for boiling that calf in its own mother's milk for us."
And they walk off, heading in the direction of Soddom. Abraham's like, "Oh, shit. My nephew Lot lives in Soddom. This could be a problem." Even though there has been nothing in the conversation so far to indicate that God's on the warpath, I have the distinct feeling that they're going to Soddom to destroy the place. And so here we get a little bit of God's internal monologue.
Surely Abraham will become a great nation. Maybe I should tell him what I'm planning to do."
God turns to Abraham and is like,
"The clamor of injustice has reached even my ears. The air is thick with the smell of sin in Sodom."
so they turn toward Soddom.
"So, God, you really gonna destroy all the righteous people along with the assholes? Suppose there are 50 righteous men in the midst of the city. Will you then sweep them away and not pardon the place for the sake of 50 righteous who are inside it?"
"Look, Abram, I seriously doubt that I'll find 50 righteous souls, but if I do, sure."
"Well, what about 45?
I guess."
Well, what about 30?
Ugh, fine.
What about 20? What about 10?
Okay! Jeez, you're definitely Jewish. Alright, fine. For the sake of 10 righteous souls, I'll spare fucking Sodom, okay?
And so that brings us to the end of chapter 18. It occurs to me that if I do this chapter by chapter, it's going to take friggin' years to do the entire series. I might start summarizing larger chunks of the story at once. So feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I want this series to be everything it can be. I mean, also, if you're a fundy, you can, go ahead and spout a bunch of random bullshit in the comments, and I may just respond. This has been the Gospel According to John. Have a good one.